You may have all your comic books planned out for this week, but do you have them planned out for next week? Stay tuned for Most Anticipated, fans. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week. And fans, this is for January 15th, 2019. That's right, guys, we're already in the middle of the month, but this is my first most anticipated because this is a week where I feel like comics are really starting to pick up again, and we're getting back into the full swing of things when it comes to the new year. So if you guys haven't visited me in a while, Happy New Year. And this is the video series where obviously I show you my most anticipated comics of the week. So if you like this video, fans, at any time, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of that content from me. So guys, let's just jump right into this, shall we? Let's jump into the hot seat. Now, the hot seat is a book that I'm maybe possibly dropping or on the fence about still buying. So, the first book we're going to be talking about today is Undiscovered Country. This is issue 3. Now, guys, this may be a surprise to you. This book got lots of hype when it came out. But when it comes to Undiscovered Country, I'm really not feeling it. I don't like the characters. There's no real character development. I don't like the enemy here, which his name is like, Destiny Man, which kind of looks like a generic like Robo Bunny Batman that Scott Snyder created. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's like I feel like I must read more to maybe get an understanding of this story, but I truly am not really feeling it. So we'll see how it goes through the week if I do continue to maybe buy this one. It's like I feel like I need to give it more of a try. So in the comments below, guys, let me know what you think about this one. So that's the book that's on the hot seat. All right. So now let's officially count out this countdown, starting with number 10. And this is a brand new series, guys. This is Iron Man. This is issue 2. This is Iron Man 2020. This is issue 1. And this is that whole thing that Marvel's been promoting throughout last year, and they got this whole 2020 stuff coming out. It's number 10 on my list because could be good or this could be just poor, okay? And it just says the future is now. Artificial intelligence presents a clear and present danger to humanity and must be brought to heel. So Arno Stark is Iron Man 2020, and that's Tony Stark's brother. So I don't know really what to expect from this, but this is a 32-page comic book, and it's $4.99. So I guess as time goes along, I will make my decision, obviously, if I will continue this book. All right, let's move on. Number 9. This is another one of these Marvel books that I swore this year that I was not going to fall into a trap and, and just buy them all. And this one is one of those books that I feel like it could be a trap. And this is Ruins of Ravencroft, right? And this is the Sabretooth one. This is issue 1. So this has to do with the history of Ravencroft's Institute for the Criminally Insane, and has been shrouded in mystery for years. No longer in the wake of absolute carnage, the facility's past has started to unravel, and in doing so, has revealed hidden chapters in the lives of some of Marvel's universe's most recognizable heroes, villains, and that's all it says. The book is 40 pages. This is $4.99, guys. Again, it's one of those books that if they're not interesting, or I might actually go to the comic book store and look through it, and if it doesn't pique my interest there, I might just not pick it up. So we'll see what happens with it. All right. So moving on to number 8 here. And again, this is another one of these ones where you might want to pick like your favorite character. And this one, guys, this one is The End, Venom, issue 1. Now, this is, I'm pretty sure, a one-shot. This is 40 pages. This is $4.99. So this is obviously has to do with the end of the Venom symbiote. And it's been bonded with Eddie Brock for years and years. And it's gone through, I think it says, over 1 trillion years, and Venom travels the length of space and time as the last defender of life in the universe. So it looks like it's the one thing, the one entity or whatever it is that's been going on for years and years and years. So I'm like, okay. I think the only reason why I'm really picking it up, it's because of the Venom situation. I'm kind of curious to see what this story is really going to be about here, okay? Again, so far when it comes to the Hot Seat book and these 10 through 8 books, I'm not overly excited about, okay? All right, next we have Justice League Odyssey issue 17. This falls number 7 this week. And this one has to do with the Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz. I've been reading this ever since she, I guess, died and her power ring was shattered by Darkseid. And now she's trying to get her team back together, where we have, you know, Cyborg, he's been missing, or not missing, but he's been changed over to like New Gods and whatnot. And Jessica Cruz has been on this mission to get them back, especially Vic. And we're going to see if he's gone or if, you know, they can revitalize him, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to lie, this book was really good for a while, and then they brought Jessica Cruz back way too fast. Like, I was like, man, oh man, why is she brought back so fast, right? And it kind of just sped things along, and now it just feels like it's dragging a little bit. So we'll see where this one goes, but yeah, Justice League Odyssey issue 17. Again, not one of these books that I'm overly excited about. So there's nothing here that's really, really exciting me. I mean, I went through my entire list of pulls and other books, and I was just like, yeah. So we'll see what happens. All right. So next, coming in at number 6, this is Spawn. This is issue 304. This story is quite interesting as we get to, it's Hell Hunt Part 3, and it's She-Spawn, which is kind of cool. I like her. And then we get Spawn, who's kind of put all these different other, like, I want to say symbiotes or spawns in this other places as well. And they're kind of trying to find them all. It's okay. It's good. The one thing that I'm not a fan of really is the artwork in the series. It's kind of just like, you know, it's all right. I like when Todd McFarlane did the series. So again, it's one of those things that it's good, but it's nothing here is blowing me away on my list so far of most anticipated. All right. Next, coming in at number 5. Now, this is the first book for me where I'm really excited about, okay? This is Teen Titans. This is issue 38. We have the reveal of the Other, which was in the last issue of Teen Titans, okay? And that was kind of cool. It was like the clone of Damian. And way back when he was introduced, I think in that Batman and Robin Incorporated situation, and Damian died all way back then, guys. And so he's brought back here. He was kind of resurrected, and now he's dying again, and he's been the thing behind all the things that's been happening, and he's asked Damian to join him by his side or replace him as the new Other, because he feels that fighting crime is just a losing battle, and you're never going to win because there's always going to be crime. It's always going to be out there. So I was like, wow, that's a really cool story. And at the end of the issue, you wind up seeing Roundhouse, who betrayed the team, kind of, and he winds up making a comeback and busting through and trying to save the day. And I like that. So I think this is a really good book. And I've said this for the past year now. If you haven't read Teen Titans, I definitely think you should. All right, moving on to number 4. Now the books are getting good for me. This is Valkyrie. This is issue 7. This is Time of Death Now. Now, this story is quite interesting. Valkyrie teams up with Marvel's mightiest medics to save the life of the ultimate patient, Death herself. So that is quite interesting. That is a really, really cool concept. And some of the medics are just like C-lister characters. For instance, one of the characters is Cardiac from The Amazing Spider-Man. Here we go. Sorry, I do my recording in the garage, and this is what we get. If you hear the lawnmower, well, welcome to the lawnmower. So anyway, Cardiac from Spider-Man is one of the characters that's helping Jane Foster Valkyrie actually do this whole situation. So as I was saying, we have these medics. They're the ones that actually help, and they're the ones that actually are trying to save Death. Now, if Death actually dies, right, what's going to happen in the Marvel Universe? So that's a quite interesting question that still has to be answered. So really cool beginning to the story arc. This is the second part of it. So if you want to check out the newest story arc here, you have to go back one issue in Valkyrie issue 6. All right, let's move forward now to my number 3. And my number 3, now guys, you will be actually shocked, okay, when you actually hear what my number 3 is, because I haven't bought an issue of this in so long, and this is Aquaman. This is issue 56. And the only reason why is because I want to see this Aqua baby be born, okay? It says here in the description below, because I'm going to read this whole thing because I haven't read the series. It says, the countdown to Aqua baby has begun as the birth of Aquaman, Amira's child, grows near. Don't miss this special interlude issue in a story that takes place days after Aquaman and Amira's engagement. A violent encounter with the resurgent kingdom of the Trench leads to an unexpected outcome, and the conflict sheds new light on Aquaman and Amira's plans for the future. $3.99. I like the Trench. When the new 52 came out, they had the story about the Trench. It's kind of like one of the last Aquaman books I read, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it's not that I dislike Aquaman as a character. I just never felt like I got into the stories too much. But I want to see this Aqua baby thing be born. I want to know, like, what's its role going to be in the DC universe going forward in the future. It could be a lot of fun, so we'll see what happens. All right. Next, coming in at number 2, this is an Image comic. This was one of my independent comic books of the year. This goes to Deadeye's. This is issue 4. This is the end of the story arc, and Deadeye's secret identity gets a little less secret as the mafia situation comes to head and finds a brutal new enemy in Boston's finest. This book is 32 pages, $3.99. Guys, this series is absolutely phenomenal. I've said it before. It's something that you should pick up. Jerry Duggan is the actual writer of this series. The artwork is great as well. It's about a retired bank robber that goes back into the scene. It's like 20-something years later, and the mafia thinks that he stole millions and millions of dollars from them, and that's not the case. But when Deadeye's in the last issue actually captures one of these mafia people, the mafia guy confesses where that actually money still is to this day, and Deadeye's is actually going after it. The action is absolutely outstanding. It's so good. You have to check it out. There's this one scene in the last issue. Is the most creative way I've seen of killing somebody. One guy is shooting Deadeye's. He turns on the MRI machine because they're in a hospital. The dude sticks to the MRI machine, and what happens is the weapons start coming towards his body, and it like kills him instantly. Dude, it's insane. You have to read it. You just have to. It's such a good book. This would have been my number 1 most anticipated book, but there's one book that is just has a lot of mystery behind it, and I can't wait to see what happens. This is the second issue of Red Mother. That's right, guys. This is my number one most anticipated comic. This is for January 15th, 2020. And Red Mother is a great book because it's about a female by the name of Daisy who actually winds up getting mugged in some kind of tunnel or whatever it is, and her boyfriend got taken away, and she winds up going into the hospital, obviously, but she loses her eye, and she's trying to recover from this whole situation, and it's just been a nightmare. So she gets this prosthetic eye, she's going through counseling, she's trying to move on with her actual life. And the thing is that happens in this book is when she gets overly stressed out or something's going on in her life, all of a sudden she sees actually red, and she sees this skeleton-like entity that's coming after her, and she gets this major migraine, and then she starts bleeding from the eye. And that's kind of how the last issue ended, and you're kind of like,
really? Like, this is how we're gonna end it?
There's just so many things. Like, what's the purpose of this book? Is she being chosen for something? Does she see dead people? Like, what is going on in this book? So I was totally excited about this one. I think, guys, this is something that you're going to have to check out if you can still find issue 1. I know probably the print copy wasn't very large in this one, but I think this one was done by Boom Studios, if I'm not mistaken, but really great book. So guys, there you have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics for January 15, 2020. Sorry about the lawn being mowed in between the video, but I guess that's the price you have to pay for living in Florida in the wintertime and having your studio in the garage. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Make sure you put in your most anticipated in the comments below. And until next time, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, fans. Take care. Bye.